Let me tell you this story, don't miss it, it will be a great source of motivation about love for you. Amelia was a girl who loved freedom and worked at a small cafe. There, she met Ethan, a talented artist who frequented the cafe. Ethan fell in love with Amelia and gave her paintings expressing his feelings, but Amelia ignored his signals. She was afraid that love would make her lose her freedom. When Ethan held an art exhibition, Amelia didn't come, even though her heart was a little moved. Ethan felt lonely and disappointed when he didn't see her appear. In his sadness, he painted one last picture, expressing the loss. Finally, Amelia realized that ignoring love only alienated her from the beautiful things in life. She decided to go to the exhibition on the last day and stood in front of Ethan's painting. Seeing the pain in the painting, Amelia understood that love is not a constraint but a connection between two free souls. Amelia found Ethan and confessed her feelings. Together they realized that love could help them become the best versions of themselves without losing their freedom. Love is not something that makes us weak. Instead, it brings strength and support, helping us to become better versions of ourselves. Be brave to open your heart and accept love, because it is an important part of life, allowing us to experience connection, empathy, and true happiness. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman philosopher emperor, once said, "What hurts us is not what others do, but how we react to them." This saying reminds us that instead of letting our emotions be dominated by external influences, such as being ignored by others, we can completely choose how to react. When being ghosted by someone, the first feeling is usually hurt, loss, even anger. Psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." So, instead of indulging in negative emotions, try to look at things objectively. Are you expecting too much from the other person? Are you too dependent on their recognition? The reality is, each person has their own safe zone. When we try to cling, to invade that safe zone, the other person will feel suffocated and want to escape. Conversely, when we know how to let go, focus on ourselves, they become curious and want to find out. Like the saying, "The mystery of charm is mystery," Coco Chanel. However, ignoring does not mean being cold or indifferent. It is calmness, confidence, and focus on self-worth. Remember, you deserve to be loved and cherished. Don't let someone's ignorance tarnish your worth. And now, let's explore 15 signs that they only want you when you no longer crave them. Before we start, don't forget to like this video to support the channel and share this useful knowledge with more people. The first secret to regaining the upper hand in love is arouse curiosity. Remember the words of Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher. The more we crave something, the more elusive it becomes. In love, too, when you are too obvious, too predictable, the other person will quickly lose interest. On the contrary, a little mystery will make you more attractive than ever. Like an interesting book that makes people want to read it forever. Let the other person discover new things about you on their own. Don't rush to reveal everything about yourself. Keep a little space for them to fill in. Try changing your everyday style, pursuing new hobbies, meeting new people. In other words, refresh yourself and show the other person that you don't stop at what they already know. This change will surely make them curious and want to learn more about you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The value of a man is measured by the value of the things he holds dear." This saying is a reminder that the key to increasing self-worth is to focus on the things that really matter. When you get caught up in the whirlwind of love, you easily lose yourself, forget your own passions and ambitions. You live for others, seek recognition from them, and gradually become dependent. Stoicism advises us to return to ourselves, discover our potential, and develop ourselves. That could be pursuing a new hobby, completing a long-held goal, or simply taking the time to take care of your physical and mental health. When you are confident and content with your own life, you will exude an irresistible attraction. You don't have to try to hold on or conquer anyone, because your integrity and independence are the magnet that attracts all eyes. Remember that love is only a part of life, not all of it. Don't let it overshadow other values you have. In love, sometimes silence is more powerful than words. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, once said, We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more than we speak. This advice is especially helpful when you are facing conflicts and arguments in a relationship. When being ignored by that person, your first instinct may be to talk a lot, explain, justify, or even interrogate them. However, this action is often counterproductive. It makes you look weak, lacking in self-control, and even losing value in their eyes. Instead, try to be silent. Silence does not mean you are indifferent or giving up. It shows calmness, patience, and self-respect. It allows you time to observe, reflect, and understand more about your own feelings as well as theirs. Imagine, in the midst of a heated argument, when both of you are overflowing with emotions, you suddenly become silent. This sudden change will surely get their attention. They will start to wonder, why are they silent? Did I say something wrong? What are they thinking? It is this curiosity and anxiety that will make them actively approach and seek to communicate with you. At this point, you have taken the initiative in the conversation. You can calmly share your point of view, listen to their opinions, and together find a solution. In addition, silence is also a way for you to protect yourself from unnecessary hurt. When you are silent, you do not allow other people's negative words to affect your mood. You focus on the positive things, on your own values, and keep moving forward. Remember, silence is not a sign of weakness, but a manifestation of strength and wisdom. It helps you control your emotions, increase your self-worth, and build healthy relationships. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "He who does not know how to control himself will always be a slave." In love, this is truer than ever. When you let emotions overwhelm reason, when you allow others to dominate your happiness, you are losing control of your own life. Reestablishing control in a relationship does not mean that you have to become selfish or domineering. It simply means that you are aware of your own worth, know your limits, and do not allow anyone to violate your safe zone. Start by identifying the things that make you uncomfortable in the relationship. It could be that you are being overly controlled, being emotionally ignored, or being forced to do things you don't want to. Next, be honest with your partner about your feelings. Let them know your limits and that you want to be respected. Don't be afraid to say no when necessary. At the same time, actively create space in the relationship. Don't spend all your time and attention on that person. Make time for yourself, for family, friends, and your own interests. When you have a rich and meaningful private life, you will become more confident and attractive in the eyes of others. You no longer depend on the attention of the other person, but can bring joy to yourself. Finally, always remember that love is about sharing and respecting each other. A healthy relationship is one where both people feel free and happy to be themselves. Never sacrifice yourself for anyone. Love and cherish yourself first. In the journey of love, not everyone deserves a place in your heart. Just like taking care of a garden, you need to remove the weeds so that the most beautiful flowers can thrive and spread their fragrance. Epictetus once said, "Don't mind what others think about you. They are busy minding what others think about them." Don't waste time and mind on people who don't really care about you. They can bring you negative emotions, drain your energy, and hinder you on the path of self-development. So how to recognize people who really care about you? Observe their actions. Someone who truly loves you will always listen, share, and support you unconditionally. They respect your decisions, care about your feelings, and are always there when you need them. On the contrary, those who only come to you for their own benefit will often show selfishness and lack of sincerity. They only care about themselves, always demand attention, and do not hesitate to take advantage of you when they have the opportunity. Don't be afraid to filter out toxic relationships. It's a way for you to protect yourself and make room for worthy people to enter your life. Be brave to say no to people who don't bring you joy and happiness. Imagine you are walking on a long road. Along the way, you meet many people. There are people who will accompany you for a while. There are people who just pass by like the wind. The important thing is that you have to know how to choose who will be your true companion. Don't regret those who have left you. Open your heart to new, better relationships. Believe that when you know how to love and value yourself, you will attract worthy people. And then, your love journey will become smoother and more meaningful than ever. In love, experiencing hurt is inevitable. However, we can completely learn to protect ourselves, minimize pain, and rise stronger after each fall. As Marcus Aurelius once shared, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Instead of letting yourself be immersed in negative emotions, practice a calm and resilient mind. First, learn to accept the truth that not every relationship has a happy ending. Sometimes, breaking up is the best thing for both of you. Don't stubbornly cling to a relationship that is no longer happy. Have the courage to let go and continue your own journey. Second, build yourself a solid immune system in love. That is, you focus on your own values, develop your own interests, and build a rich social network. When you have an independent and meaningful life, you will be less vulnerable when the relationship falters. Third, always remember that you are not alone on the path of love. Around you, there are always family, friends, and loved ones willing to share and support you. Don't be afraid to reach out to them when you need a shoulder to lean on, sincere advice, or just a warm hug. Finally, learn to forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness does not mean that you forget the hurts of the past, but that you choose to let go of the burdens in your heart and continue to live a positive life. Remember, love is a long journey with many joys and challenges. There will be times when you stumble, there will be times when you feel pain. But always believe that you have the strength to overcome all difficulties and find true happiness. In today's hurried world, patience has become a precious virtue that not everyone possesses. Especially in love, patience is the key to building a lasting and happy relationship. As Seneca once said, everything comes in time to those who know how to wait. Love is no exception. Don't rush things. Be patient for love to blossom and mature naturally. Patience in love manifests in many aspects. It is understanding and tolerance for the shortcomings of the other person. It is calmness and composure when facing conflicts and arguments. It is a firm belief in love and the wait for a bright future. When you are patient, you will learn to appreciate the beautiful moments in love. You will no longer rush to demand perfection from your partner, but know how to accept and love them unconditionally. Patience also helps you avoid making wrong decisions in anger. When you are calm and rational, you will have a more objective view of the relationship and make smart choices. Practice patience by starting with the smallest things. For example, when you are waiting for a message from that person, instead of worrying and fidgeting, focus on work or your own hobbies. When you encounter conflicts with your partner, instead of getting angry and reacting harshly, take a deep breath and try to control your emotions. Remember, patience is a long journey and takes time to cultivate. Don't be discouraged if you can't become patient right away. Be persistent and trust that you will reap the rewards you deserve. A relationship built on the foundation of patience will become strong and lasting over time. Because patience is the expression of true love, it is the willingness to accompany each other to overcome all the storms of life. The fear of loss is one of the strongest emotions that governs people, especially in love. We are afraid of losing the one we love, afraid of losing beautiful memories, afraid of losing the feeling of security and happiness that the relationship brings. However, this fear sometimes becomes the enemy that secretly destroys our love. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "Only the things we possess in our minds are truly ours." This saying reminds us that no one can completely possess another person. Love is based on freedom and mutual respect, not possession. When you are obsessed with the fear of loss, you easily become jealous, controlling, and suspicious of your partner. You always live in a state of anxiety and insecurity, negatively affecting yourself and the relationship. Learn to let go of the fear of loss by realizing that everything in life is impermanent. Nothing lasts forever, including love. Instead of trying to hold on, cherish the present moments and live your best for love. At the same time, focus on self-development, building an independent and meaningful life. When you are confident and content with yourself, you will no longer be too dependent on others and will also be less vulnerable when the relationship falters. Look at nature, you will see that everything follows the law of birth, aging, illness, death. Trees change leaves, flowers bloom and then fade. That is inevitable. Love is the same. There are beautiful loves like brilliant flowers, but there will also come a time when they have to fade. The important thing is that you learn to accept the impermanence of life, cherish what you have, and live your best for the present. Don't let the fear of loss overshadow the beautiful values of love. Remember, love is a wonderful gift of life. Open your heart to receive it with all sincerity and appreciation, but also be prepared to let go when needed. Because life always has surprises waiting for you ahead. Confidence is like an invisible armor protecting you from hurt and love and helping you shine brightly. It is a solid foundation for you to build a healthy, equal and happy relationship. Imagine confidence is like a fire burning in your soul, warming and illuminating the path you take. It gives you the strength to overcome all challenges, all storms in love. When you are confident, you believe in your own worth, you know your strengths and weaknesses. You are no longer afraid of being judged, compared or rejected. You dare to express yourself, dare to pursue what you want, and dare to say no when needed. Confidence is not arrogance or conceit. It is humility but firmness. It is a correct awareness of yourself and your abilities. To build confidence, start by taking care of yourself both physically and mentally. Eat healthy, exercise regularly, and take time to rest and relax. At the same time, nurture your soul with good books, meaningful movies, and positive relationships. Find and promote your strengths. Are you gifted in art, sports, or communication? Spend time cultivating and developing them. Success in any field will also help you feel more confident. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is an inevitable part of life. What matters is what you learn from your stumbles and continue to step firmly on your path. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people. Those who truly love you will always encourage and help you develop yourself. Finally, always remember that you are unique and have distinct values. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Be proud of who you are and shine in your own way. In the game of love, sometimes you need to change tactics to regain the initiative. Reversing roles from chaser to chased is a subtle strategy you can apply. Remember the image of the butterfly I shared at the beginning of the video. The more you persistently chase, the further it will fly. But when you stop, quietly observe and shine in your own way, that butterfly may land on your shoulder by itself. Reversing roles does not mean that you have to become cold or indifferent to that person. It's about focusing on yourself, developing your strengths, and creating an independent, rich life. When you are no longer too dependent on that person, when you can bring joy to yourself, you will become more attractive and appealing in their eyes. They will start to be curious, want to learn more about you, and try to get closer to you. Try changing the way you communicate with that person a little. Instead of always being the one to text and call first, let them be the one to contact you first. Instead of always readily agreeing to every date invitation, try declining a few times with a valid reason. At the same time, share more about your life on social media. Post pictures of you having fun with friends, family, or participating in meaningful activities. This will make that person realize that you have a colorful life and are not completely dependent on them. However, remember that reversing roles is only a temporary strategy. The ultimate goal is still to build a healthy relationship based on mutual respect and sharing. Once you have attracted that person's attention, open up and give them the opportunity to approach and get to know you better. Love is a subtle game that requires ingenuity and intelligence. Be confident, brave, and use appropriate strategies to win the heart of the one you love.